You know, guys, I understand it's been quite a while since I made an actual video. You know, almost everything's been like a fake out, a prank, or, you know, just me bitching about stupid shit, even stupider than usual. So, I'm going to make it up to you guys right now. It's time for the epic interview. Hey guys, what's up? This is Hellsing920 and it's time for the epic interview. Yes folks, it is once more time for my Q&A series. Your questions, my answers, and well, hopefully it won't be too freaking long. Tonight I've got 5 questions here and we're going to run through these. And hopefully this will be entertaining enough. I understand Q&A videos aren't always people's thing. But I really shouldn't be sitting here rambling. Let's kick off with question number 1.
Do you have a favorite blue-collar comedian?
Okay, some people are probably a little bit curious about this, because I'm not sure how worldly known the Blue Collar Comedy Tour is, but it was a, comedy tour starring four stand-up comics who all have kind of a southern redneck swing to their stuff. The 4 comics were Jeff Foxworthy, Bill Engvall, Ron White, and Larry the Cable Guy. And to be fair, I believe that Larry the Cable Guy is the shittiest motherfucker to ever grab a mic and jump onto a stage. Alright, so he obviously wouldn't be my favorite. Jeff Foxworthy, he just seems to recycle his, jokes a little bit too much to actually be funny. So that leaves it down to Ron White and Bill Engvall. And while I find both of them to be absolutely hysterically funny, if I really had to pick between the two, I'd probably have to go with Engvall just because his stuff is, his, jokes are guaranteed to make damn near anybody just sit there and just bust up laughing. In fact, I actually have a couple of his stand-up albums, and even though I've listened to them a good 6-7 times, I still laugh at a good chunk of the jokes because they are that damn funny. So, yeah, that kind of answers that. And hopefully it got people interested in the Blue Collar Comedy Tour. I mean, 3 out of 4 ain't too bad.
Do you play any trading card games?
Well, guys, I actually have always said that I am just one huge nerd. Okay, I have said this time and again, and the fact that, I've spent my, time on the internet talking about video games, comic books, and movies, this is kind of a given. So, yes, I actually do play a handful of trading card games or customizable card games, collectible card games, whatever the hell term that each company wants to use when they make their games. I have tried quite a few of them, but the only one that really sticks is Magic. Magic is really like the only game that I can sit down still and play without any problems, and I've played it for a good 6-7 years. And before anyone asks if I'm going to buy it for the Xbox 360, no, because I actually tried the demo and I thought that the demo sucked. And also when I heard that you couldn't actually build your own deck because I didn't want people to try to break the game, I kind of wondered what the fuck was the point in making a trading card game if you can't really customize much. But that's just me. So yeah, that answers that question. Let's move on to our next one, shall we?
What is your take on World of Warcraft?
Oh, wow. This one's definitely going to get me a whole lot of hate mail. I can just feel it. Guys, I'm not going to lie. I believe that World of Warcraft is one of the biggest wastes of money in the history of video gaming. Alright? But that's partially because it's a fucking MMO. And all MMOs are pieces of shit. Let me attempt to explain. First of all, most of them give you a monthly charge, which means you have to pay for the privilege to play the fucking game, which is bullshit right there. Now, yes, there are a few that are free, but that doesn't save the fact that the games are all ridiculously boring. I have never figured out how the hell anyone can openly play a fucking, MMO and enjoy it. Because, folks, let me just tell you what happened when I played Anarchy Online, which is one of the few free ones. I played it for about 2 hours and I never touched it again. You first have to create your character, which is ridiculously dull because you have to pick race, class, and all this other stupid shit. And then you get dumped into the world proper. And then you just wander. You wander until you either find quests or you kill small animals until you level up. That's it. Now, seeing as how this is a massively multiplayer thing, you know, there is no real story that's driving you forward. There really is no point to do anything outside of leveling up higher. So, really, the games are just a big, colossal waste of time. And in the case of World of Warcraft, it is a colossal waste of time that costs you $15 a month. That's fucking bullshit, guys. I mean, come on, just think about this for just a second. You could take that $15 a month, you could buy actual PC games with that fucking money. You know, you actually could save up like $15 a month, you could buy decent games, actual fun games for your PC or for any other gaming platform you fucking use. You don't have to spend it pissing around in a fucking world where nothing interesting happens. Now, yes, like I said, I know there's going to be a lot of hate mail. Because I know that there's a ton of World of Warcraft nuts who are going to tell me that it's the greatest thing in the fucking world. I'm sorry. No. It's a goddamn MMO. It sucks by default. Let's move on to our next question.
What video game series do you hate the most?
So, do you guys want to take a wild guess? What's my most hated gaming franchise? I'm going to give you a hint. It's not Final Fantasy, and it's not Metal Gear Solid, even though both those have got tons of reasons to be, you know, totally hated by me. Actually, it's not even a specific franchise. But if I had to pick a franchise, it would be Madden, and the entire sports gaming genre right along with it. Again, I see a lot of hate mail coming from this one. Let me attempt to explain, folks. We are in a fucking age now where you can download updates for your games. And yet still, EA and the few other companies that actually still have licenses to put out sports games insist on putting out a new game every single year instead of just putting out a fucking download pack or a fucking, you know, add-on disc or something of that nature, you know, just simply so they can line their fucking pockets. It's bullshit, alright? You know, and there are almost no series in the world of sports games that actually warrant putting out a new title every year. I mean, seriously, like, I can't think of any. You know, Madden. What the fuck does Madden add every year? They add maybe a new roster, you know, updated roster, updated, like, uniforms, updated stadiums, and slightly shinier graphics. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Same thing happens with every other conventional sports game out there. And then there's the WWE SmackDown series where they add in new wrestlers and they'll occasionally add in like new match types or they'll change up the control scheme, but it's still the same motherfucking game you bought last year. Alright? When you happen to boil it all down, if you were to just strip away those real minor changes, it's the exact same game that you could buy right now for $20, but you might have been stupid enough to spend $60 for last year. Alright? I hate sports games. I really fucking do. Simply because they are, just like World of Warcraft, they're a colossal waste of money. Why the fuck bother buying Madden 2011 when you can go out and you can buy Madden 2009 right now for probably about $12? Alright? It's going to be the same goddamn game anyway, minus the, you know, roster updates. Who cares? Now, we've got one more question here, and this one might take a while for me to answer, so why don't we kick into it?
How did you come up with the Longbox Chronicles?
Okay, some people probably don't know about this series yet, because I really haven't promoted it too much here on YouTube, but if you guys head over to my if you head over to my website, wingerdinger.webs.com, and you go into the video section, you will see a new series over there from me, which is called the Longbox Chronicles. And in it, I talk about comic books. I actually talk about, like, comic book storylines and, like, moments in comic book history. I'm really trying to cover a lot of stuff in that series. I've only got 2 episodes up, but so far, I think it's doing fair. I think it's doing pretty well. Now, some people have actually been asking me, just like, you know, Gears X did here, exactly why the hell did I decide to start doing the Longbox Chronicles? And really, this one is something I've been wanting to do for years. It is. Those of you who happen to remember my old YouTube channel, or if you've ever watched my update videos here, I'm always talking about how I have new projects brewing that I would love to just, throw out there. And when me and a bunch of friends decided to go and open up that site, that's when I decided to just say, fuck it, I'm going to try my comic book series. Now, what the fuck to call it? And I decided to call it the, Longbox Chronicles, because I'm nothing if not, stuck in a fucking rut whenever it comes to titling shit. And before I even had the script written for the first episode, at least 2 people accused me of ripping off of Linkara. And at the time, I had no idea who the fuck he was. That's partially because I don't go to that guy with the glasses, because I think that the biggest draw there, which is the fucking, which is the nostalgia critic and the rest of, what the hell's his name again, Doug's other characters, I think that they all suck because the guy just isn't funny. So I've never felt the need to go there. And I was goaded into going and checking out I was goaded into going and seeing some of Linkara's videos, and granted, I am not a fan, but I can see why people enjoy his work. And it sure as hell is nothing like what I was going to do, because he covers single issues. And he usually bitches about, like, the artwork and this and that, and I go after, like, full miniseries, or, like, stuff like that, and I, really don't pick into artwork. I go more into the story, and I bitch more about problems with the story. So that's kind of where the 2 of us differ. And so far, out of the 2 people who accused me of being a ripoff of him, they both at least enjoy the series from what I've heard. So, I basically have wanted to do the series for a long time, and that's why I'm doing it now. And with that, folks, that brings us to an end. Or that brings us to the end of this episode of the epic interview. And now I can take these questions, I can go toss them aside. And if you guys have a question that you actually want to see right here in this series, just by all means, send them out, and hopefully I'll be able to answer them at some point. I'm not real certain. But, yeah, that just about does it for this installment of the epic interview, guys. Until next time, take care, and I'll see you all in the near future. Peace.